How y'all doing? For this review, I'm going to show off one single miniature with a slideshow in the end here. And it is a 3D printed model. I bought the STLs from mymanufactory.com. I had it printed off at the public library through the resin printer. And it is this. This is from Lord of the Prince Dinotopia line. And it is just a rider on top of Quetzalcoatlus. And just to let you know, for those who are interested, for those who, when you purchase the STLs, it comes with two sets of STLs. One, to make the one that you see here with the rider on top and everything, with the stirrups, ropes and all that, and you print off like that, or you get what you can print off just a Quetzalcoatlus by itself, no saddle, no rider or anything, for those who just want that. Same pose and everything. Now, not a perfectly printed one here. That sort of tapers off a bit, from an imperfect print. It's a little warp. It looks like a little warp right here, but it's not distracting. It's like my grandmother always said when it comes to woodworking. If anyone looking at that damn close is looking too damn close. So, because you're looking at all this, not little things like that. It's pointless perfectionism. So, with that said, the coloration, I have to admit, I didn't intend for it to be this shade of blue. I wanted to use a very dark blue because I was modeling off a picture here. I'll get that here shortly. But it seems to only work that dark if you put on a darker primer color. I use a sort of a bone white. I thought that the blue was dark enough, but no, it wasn't that dark. But I just went with it and decided to go against the main picture I did. I still painted the patterns more or less. Again, I'll get to that shortly. So, yeah, so that came out very well. But also another thing, if you notice the ropes right here, those are resin, and those of us who work with, those of you who probably know about resin miniatures, that anything like this can be very brittle, especially after it sets fully. And this almost nearly snapped off a couple times when I had it brought in. They gave me a couple extras they printed off, and thankfully these two worked while the others just broke off as I tried to take the snaps off. But if you're worried, if you don't want that, all you could do is print everything and choose the head of the one that doesn't have all the ropes around it, just a regular plain head, as if you're going to print off the Quetzalcoatlus without the rider, and just attach that, skip the ropes. You could use your imagination on how he gets around. Maybe there's a psychic or magical connection between the two minds. Maybe he uses hand signals. He's a pterosaur whisperer. It's, this is a fantasy. You can do whatever you want. So, there you go. The color pattern I use on the miniature comes from this picture here. This is the cover of Dinotopia First Flight by James Gurney. It is a prequel to his Dinotopia series. I tried to paint a model as shown here, but I primed the model in a bone white. Unfortunately, that blue I used showed up not as dark as I was hoping. It would have been better if I used a dark gray or black primer. So instead of starting over, I just went ahead with it, and it's still following the same pattern. I'm happy with the results. Now, it is not a coincidence that there is a similarity between the cover here and the model. That's because the model is part of the Lord of the Prince Dinotopia line. This is a series where the Lord of the Prince takes the concept of human dinosaurs living together and adapting it to something one can use for their D&D, Pathfinder, anything people want to use it for. While not exactly scientifically accurate, many of these are stylized in a way that works without going too cartoony over the top, as I have seen dinosaurs depicted in other games. While the Spinosaurus looks good, the T-Rex, on the other hand, could be toned down to some degree, but I digress. So with all that said, hopefully I'll inspire you to, pick up this STL there for those who want to have means of printing it. Until then, enjoy the slideshow I have here showing before and after it was painted. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day.